Nestled close to the quiet market town of Pocklington in the East Riding of Yorkshire lies one of Britain's most feared and dangerous prisons. Today we dive inside the top 10 most dangerous prisoners ever held at HMP Full Sutton. If you're enjoying the prison content, then please smash a like on the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as we have many more prison videos coming every single week. And hit the subscribe button so you never miss another video. And yes, we've got some top 50 videos coming through November and December, so get ready. Number 10, Sean O'Callaghan. Described as one of the Irish government's most important spies operating within the Provisional IRA during the troubles of the late 20th century, Sean O'Callaghan was well known within the IRA organisation. Having left the IRA in the mid-1980s, he voluntarily surrendered to British prosecution due to allegations he had engaged in as an IRA gunman in the 1970s. Presenting himself to the officer on duty at the desk of a police station in Tunbridge Wells, O'Callaghan confessed to the murder of Ultra Defence Regiment member Eva Martin and the murder of DI Peter Flanagan during the mid-1970s. He was offered witness protection by the Royal Ulster Constabulary, but refused this and was later prosecuted for the two murders and 40 other crimes, later pleading guilty to every charge. Having been found guilty, he was jailed for a total of 539 years, spending much of his prison time in Northern Ireland and serving a portion of his full sentence at Full Sutton. Released after being granted the royal prerogative of mercy by Queen Elizabeth II in 1996, he had his story published in the Sunday Times while still locked up. He went on to live a quiet life in London and passed away after suffering a heart attack at the age of 63 while in a swimming pool in Kingston, Jamaica. Number 9, David Mulcahy. Presented as the chief perpetrator by the prosecution at court, David Mulcahy, along with his accomplice John Francis Duffy, became known as one half of the Railway Killers. Responsible for attacking numerous women and children at railway stations in southern England during the mid-1980s, Mulcahy was deemed to have been the one to start the killing frenzy. Duffy was arrested, tried and convicted first, later admitting in police interviews that Mulcahy had actually been the ringleader of the two. DNA tests conclusively proved his involvement in the killings, and a search of his home revealed further involvement. Mulcahy was convicted of 3 counts of murder and 7 counts of rape, and was given 3 life sentences with a 30-year recommendation and 24 years imprisonment for each full rape offence. He is never expected to leave prison. Number 8, Curtis Warren. Working as a nightclub doorman, Warren began to learn the ways of the drugs trade, gaining in-depth knowledge and an inside education from regular visiting patrons. He travelled to Venezuela in 1991, and along with his businessman partner Brian Charrington, he met with members of the Cali cartel and smuggled cocaine in steel boxes concealed in leg ingots. The first shipment passed customs, however the second, which apparently had a tip-off from the Dutch police, was caught and those involved were arrested. The court case collapsed after it was revealed that one of the men was a police informant, leading to the charges being dropped. Later arrested in the Netherlands with a £125 million stash of guns, ammunition, drugs and hand grenades, he was sentenced to 12 years in a maximum security prison. He was later found guilty of conspiracy to smuggle cannabis and sentenced to 13 years imprisonment, extended for 10 years when he failed to pay a £198 million confiscation order, but was released in 2022 and has now disappeared. Number 7, Danilo Restivo. Born in Sicily, Restivo grew up in the city of Potenza, in the Basilicata region of southern Italy. Often attempting to arrange dates with women while claiming to have a present for them, Restivo would often harass those who rejected him with constant phone calls. He was well known to police in the local area, and a number of assaults on both women and children have been linked to him, but no arrest warrant was initially granted. He went on to murder Eliza Claps in 1993 after she met him in a church, and later attacked and killed Heather Barnett. He was arrested but produced a bus ticket that he claimed as an alibi and was released without charge in 2003. In November 2006, he was rearrested at his home, and it was searched after a schoolgirl identified Restivo as a man who had cut her hair on a bus. New techniques later revealed a blood-stained towel left at the murder scene had a DNA match for Restivo, and he was later charged with the murders of both women. The case drew international attention, and he was found guilty of all the charges against him and was handed a whole life order by the presiding judge. This was reduced to 40 years on appeal. However, he was told he would probably never be released from prison, with an earliest release date of 2055. Did you know that Full Sutton Prison was once considered to be one of the most dangerous in the United Kingdom, with multiple attacks causing staff to be taken hostage and one rampaging prisoner causing over £15,000 in damages? Number 6. Darren Osborne. Nicknamed the Finsbury Park terrorist, Darren Osborne was sentenced to 43 years behind bars after being jailed for life for his murderous attacks on Muslims in London. Sentenced to a multitude of concurrent life terms for the murder of Makram Ali and the attempted murders of other people, Osborne was described as being rapidly radicalised over the internet. Osborne had attacked a group of people outside Finsbury Park Mosque in 2017, driving a van at high speed into a large group of people in Muslim dress. Having had prior convictions for violence, he was also convicted of burglary, property crimes and possession of drugs. His earliest release date is scheduled for 2061, although it is thought he may never be released. Number 5. Omar Khayyam. Trained in bomb making at the Malakand training camp in Pakistan in 2001 and 2002, Khayyam was later exposed as the ringleader of a plot to explode a fertilizer bomb in the Greater London area. Described by the trial judge as ruthless and devious, he grew up in a largely secular Muslim household. Becoming interested in both religion and politics as a teenager, he became involved with a militant political group and often attended sermons on Islamic jihad. He attended a Mujahideen training camp in Pakistan, took out a $16,000 loan and met several high-profile members of the Al-Qaeda network. After attempting to build the bomb, which the security services were well aware of, he was arrested and put on trial at the Old Bailey in London. Found guilty alongside 4 other men, he received a life sentence, being told there was no guarantee he would ever be released. Number 4. Stephen Greaveson. Considered to be one of Britain's most evil killers, Stephen Greaveson eventually became known as the Sunderland Strangler. Greaveson murdered 18-year-old Thomas Kelly in 1993 and initially got away with the killing before going on to attack and kill 4 other people. He was initially arrested after a burglary at a property where one of the bodies was found and later charged with the 3 murders in 1995. Facing a 6-week trial in 1996, where he was handed 3 life sentences for murder, he was ordered to serve a minimum of 35 years in prison. He was rearrested at Full Sutton in November 2000 over a 4th murder of 14-year-old Simon Martin. He was convicted of Martin's murder on the 24th of October 2013, following a trial at Newcastle Crown Court. Arrested again in 2014, this time over the murder of a 7-year-old girl named Nikki Allen. Her neighbour, who had confessed, was found to have been questioned by police using oppressive methods and was released. Now serving 4 life sentences, it is unknown if he will ever be released and may yet be subject to a whole life order. Number 3. John Cannon. Former car salesman Cannon once boasted to have had 100 one-night stands and was said to be charming when he met potential victims on nights out. Cannon, however, was anything but charming and began his life of crime at the age of 14 after indecently assaulting a woman in Erdington. Slipping into alcoholism and spending much of his time frequenting bars and nightclubs to avoid family life, he was later the subject in a number of attacks on women that became known as the house for sale rapist. After leaving his first wife, Cannon attacked his then girlfriend Sharon Major, whom he later told he meant to kill. After robbing a petrol station kiosk in February 1981 and holding several people at knife point, he spent 5 years in various prisons around London. He went on to murder Shirley Banks and is suspected in the murders of both Sandra Court and Susie Lamplugh. Already convicted of indecent assault, rape, abduction and attempted kidnap, Cannon actually became eligible for parole in 2022. However, it is completely up to the parole board if he is ever released. Number 2. Jeremy Barber. Currently still protesting his innocence, Jeremy Barber was convicted of shooting dead his adoptive parents, sister and 6-year-old twin nephews at the family farmhouse in Essex. He was revealed to have planted evidence to try and frame his sister, a known schizophrenic, to look like she had killed herself in a murder-suicide. It was revealed that the motive for the killing stemmed from the claiming of a 6-figure inheritance, and in 2002 he was told he would never be released. Fears as to whether Barber has been a victim of miscarriage of justice have been raised. However, as of 2021, no investigation into his sentence has been issued. A considerable legal challenge to his guilty verdict has been launched, including an innocence campaign website and a number of high-profile supporters that include leading barristers and human rights campaigners. Number 1. Dale Cregan. Becoming a drug dealer before he had ever left high school, Dale Cregan claimed to have lost his eye during a fight in Thailand. His murderous rampage on the streets of Manchester began when he shot dead Mark Short, 23, in the Cotton Tree pub in Droylsden. During this incident, he attempted to kill 3 other men before he went on to kill Mark's father, David Short. Still on the run by the 18th of September 2012, Cregan made a hoax emergency call to police, resulting in 2 officers being dispatched to his reported location. Cregan attacked police constables Nicola Hughes and Fiona Bone moments after they had arrived, shooting both of them and throwing an M75 hand grenade. Handing himself in to police shortly afterwards, his trial, which began on the 4th of February 2013, was held at Preston Crown Court and was guarded by many armed officers. Such were the charges. Daily convoys to court carrying Cregan included 2 prison vans, police cars, motorcycle outriders, and a helicopter, with costs for the trial thought to have come to around £5 million. Convicted of all 4 murders and 3 attempted murders, Cregan was handed a whole life order and served a considerable amount of this at Full Sutton before going on hunger strike. He was later moved to Ashworth Hospital in September 2013, where he is thought to remain to this day. Thanks for watching this video on the top 10 most dangerous prisoners ever held in Full Sutton Prison. Please throw a like on the video to support the ongoing series, comment down below if you think I missed anything, and subscribe for more top 50 videos coming in the next 2 months.